What's going on, savages of the 161 Mafia? The crew, what's happening? I see a whole bunch of people on here already. Hillel, Tam, Peter, Michael, Mike, Jason Long. What's happening, gang? Marcel's in the house. What's going on, everybody? Let me catch up on the messages here. Hi, what's happening, buddy? 1972 is the first lock. That's a long time ago, Tam. Oh my gosh. Judge to the Padres. Yankees get their 2, 3, and 4 prospect. Hassel, Campusano, catcher, and Mackenzie Gore. Peter Byrne. So my take on that is, I mean, obviously I think the Yankees should give an extension, a reasonable but aggressive extension offer to Judge. I mean, first and foremost, try to keep him. But that said, no need to negotiate against themselves. And, you know, he'll likely say no to an extension offer, particularly if it's not way high. And at that point, if there's any way you can extract a return like that, Peter, from the Padres, you do it, especially one that includes Luis Campusano. I'd be all over that. I really would. And you wouldn't have to face him pretty much, you know, with the exception of maybe 3 games during interleague play. Unless you meet them in the World Series, you wouldn't have to face Judge. So that's another advantage there, too. But you have to extract a package like that if you can for an Aaron Judge. There's no doubt about it. So that's an aggressive, I like that. It's an aggressive trade proposal. Yankees 192, no time to panic. They won 92, yeah. They have some moves to make. And I said this before, they've gotten weaker this offseason. So everything is good, Michael Mazza. How you doing, bud? Excited when the Yankee got Odor last year. Now I'm happy he's on Baltimore. I mean, he wasn't a stud player, but he was a good backup infielder, and he had some timely home runs with the Yankees. So I'll miss it. And he was a great teammate and a great cheerleader. So he brought an energy that the Yankees are missing now, especially after moving Velasquez and some of these other guys. They need some of that energy back. So I'm hoping that they do some things here. So treat Judge our best hitter without even offering. Yeah, you have to offer him an extension first, in my opinion, Mike. So I'm with you there. Mo's in the house. What's happening, man? What else we got here? I know you don't trade Judge. Make an offer, keep him. He's a really big bat. Yeah, I mean, again, yeah. Make an extension because he's the homegrown guy. Make an extension offer, and and see what happens. If he says no, then you trade him immediately because that's the only time you can have any type of leverage to move him. So Tyler's in the house and Alan. What's happening, gang? Hirsch is here, man. It's all good, man. It's all good. Things are, I'm hearing some rumblings from people that the lockout might end a little bit earlier than expected, or sooner than later, I should suppose. But again, it could be all speculation. I hope these things turn out to be true, but that's all I have right now. Once I have more concrete intel, you'll know about it, obviously. Marcel, producing these in Lightning Week. It's my pleasure, man. You guys make this stuff awesome, so I love being here on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights with you, man. I really do. So especially during this, lockout where there's no action going on, there's still a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to share, and I have a couple of videos coming out that I think you'll enjoy. So just hang with me, man. Let's have some fun here, man. Samuel, Jason Cashman. Yeah, don't I wish, man? I wish I had an opportunity to work for the Yankees. It'd be freaking awesome. Frankie's in his house. What's happening, Frankie, man? It's all good, baby. How you doing? Showalter to the Mets is a game. Well, so he's interviewing Friday officially, and if they make it official, then it would be. I think he'll be really, really good for the team. And Max Scherzer's already kind of made it known that Showalter's his preferred manager. So that might hold some weight too. Ola's in the house. What's happening, man? The Mafia's here, man. Udall, my man. How are you? Jared's in the house too. Quinn is up here, man. We got the whole crew here. Man. This is the bomb squad. This is the wrecking crew here, man. No matter what anybody says, this is the wrecking crew. The one savages, man. You guys are the savages of the Bronx, New York, baby. What else we got here? Howdy, man. What's going on? Jared, Quinn. I would pay Judd. Yeah, I mean, Quinn, what's your definition of a stupid amount of money? I'm curious to know, $35 million a year is a boatload of money in my opinion. So, and I think he's going to get it from somebody. So, I mean, might even be able to give him like a 6-year deal with some vesting options on the back end, based on at bats or whatever it is, to kind of protect the team a little bit as well. So I could see something like that happening too. But I don't think that it would be a wise idea for the Yankees to give him or negotiate against themselves. I think it's kind of stupid. So, but at the very least, give him an extension offer. That way, you could at least, the very least, say you did if he turns it down. Jordy's in the house. Welcome back, man. He won't let Judge go anywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they'll probably wind up bringing him back, but I think it's going to be for like I don't know 200 between 240 and 260. I'm estimating, but that'd be my estimate right now. What else we got here? Would I take on Elvis Andrews' contract to not give up much to get Olsen? If I don't have to give up Oswald Peraza or Oswaldo Cabrera, I would take Elvis Andrews because I think he has only 1 year left in his contract. I think. Could be wrong there too. So I would eat the money if I can get Olsen and not have to give up one of those prime shortstop guys. Because then you can have like an Oswald Peraza be the universal infield backup guy too. You could. So, and so yeah. I mean, if it's 1 year, I would probably do it. I would probably do it. That's right. The crew is definitely in the house, man. Hal does like Judge. I mean, I think they all like Judge. I mean, it's kind of hard to not like him. That's a big family again. Yeah, I mean, Hal doesn't necessarily say anything, but when he does, you tend to listen. So, thoughts in the the Hall of Fame guys. First ballot guys. I mean, I think Barry Bonds at some point might get in because of he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory before he started turning into the Incredible Hulk. So I think he would have been good regardless. Roger Clemens is kind of on one of his last seasons, which he never got popped for steroids either. So I would definitely, he's one of the best right-handed pitchers of all time. So I would hopefully he gets in. Not exactly sure who else. I mean, who else is in, Tyler? Who the first time? A-Rod, that's right. And Big Papi. Well, they both got popped a couple times each, I think, once or twice. So I probably see them not getting in, even though, Papi was a hell of a lot of fun guy, and he was a super cool dude. And unfortunately, A-Rod was kind of a dick to a lot of people. So, but two of the best hitters of our generation. So was Manny Ramirez, and I don't see him getting in either because they were just the epitome of juicing, unfortunately, which sucked. And at the very least, I mean, I give A-Rod credit for kind of owning up to it, but at the same time, it's going to hurt their legacy no matter what. But I mean, he almost had 700 home runs, 2,000 RBI, so 3,000 hits. So I mean, in any other circumstance, if he wasn't juicing, he would be a first ballot immediately. And so would probably Papi, and so would Manny Ramirez and these guys. But I think their legacy's gotten hurt a little bit by the juice. Tyler's in the house. Tyler Hopkins, what's up, man? T-Bird, yeah, I know, man. It would be awesome. 200 for 5. If you can get him for 200 for 5, Quinn, that is stupid money. That's $40 million per. And you maybe add a vesting option for a 6th and 7th year back there based on at bat, so staying healthy or whatever. That's appealing to me. He really is. 7,250. That's another one. I mean, 35 per is to 245. A little bit more than 35 per, 35 point, something like that. So, that's probably, and Jason, I think that's probably around what he's going to get, right around there, or something close. Pay Judge a lot of money. Front loaded, yeah, you can front load it too. It's still going to average out in terms of cost towards the actual payroll, but yeah, front loaded would be nice. It really would be. Joe Espada, yeah, Joe Espada. I think it's today or tomorrow. Espada's second interview, and then Showalter's, yeah, on Friday. So I think those are the last two guys. So I think it'll be down to the two of them. 7,245. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, Tyler Talbot. Like 35 per is probably what he's going to land. But I could see somebody going 8 or 9 or even 10 years for him because he'll be, he'll be 31. It depends. If the extension starts this coming year, they buy out his last year of arbitration, then it'll start at 30. If they don't, if it starts after his last year, then it'll start at 31. So, it is a year. It is significant. So Ralphie's in the house. 75 degrees in Miami. Give Judge 35 per year. Yeah, I mean, 35 per year is to me is reasonable for him. Depends on how many years. So, and again, I could see somebody giving him some stupid money. So, and if that's the case, then obviously, you know, I don't see him leaving, 40, 50 million on the table to give the Yankees a hometown discount. I just don't see that happening. Even though he says he wants to be here, that's also a tactic to get them to drive up the price. So players do that all the time. So, but if he stays here, great. If he stays healthy, fantastic. Hope we don't sign Rodon just because he's been hurt so much, and even the White Sox and know that. So, Michael, I'm glad you brought this up. I actually am doing a video on it. I have it coming out in a couple days. But my logic behind Rodon is this: if they're going to sign him, they have to make sure, at least in my opinion, that they have enough long relief guys. Like Louis, I would have Luis Severino again in long relief, Nestor Cortez in long relief, Domingo Germán in long relief. Giving them a shot to make the rotation, but I don't see those guys making a rotation. Maybe a Germán or something like that. And Cortez still has to build up his arm strength, and Severino, I'm not comfortable putting him in the rotation yet. So, but those guys, if you have three guys like that who can throw a long relief, then it gives a guy like a Rodon enough cushion so that he doesn't have to go beyond 5 innings per start. You get 28 to 30 starts out of him for 5 innings per. It's 150 innings. If you can get that, then those long relief guys will kind of bridge the gap, because the Yankees far too many times in 2021, especially, and even 2020, had games where they used 6, 7, 8 pitchers, and that's way the hell too much. So that's why they need more long relief guys. And I think bridging the gap between the starters and the short relief guys, the power arms, would be a wise idea for guys to give guys like Rodon protection, and give some guys like that protection, or one day Garrett Cole that gets knocked around and is out 2 innings. That's why you have long relief guys, so you're not having to use 8 pitchers in a game. Does that make sense? I mean, that's the way I look at it in terms of Rodon. So if they get it, I think they need to be protected around the clock, especially with guys in long relief. So no, Benjamin, we haven't talked about lockout yet. I mean, there's nothing real crazy going on, but there are, I don't know if you're noticing, but a lot of them, and I said this the other day, there are major league teams signing a lot of major league players to minor league deals, because you can do that. You can sign them to minor league deals because they're not major league contracts and they're not 40-man roster attachments. So, and they're taking guys away from free agency by doing that. So if players are willing to sign on a minor league deal, you can set it up in such a way so that salary escalators or whatever, they can do that, and it'll take some guys away from free agency. So the Yankees are going to be swimming in a smaller pool once free agency starts. There's going to be less guys to choose from. So, but if you find guys, even role players who are willing to sign on a minor league deal, why the hell not? You take them. And the Yankees actually, it doesn't really matter right now, but they're 39 out of 40 in terms of roster spots. You can't sign somebody to a major league deal right now, but you can sign them to minor league deals. And there's a lot of that stuff going on. There's also a lot of guys going to Japan too, because there's no restrictions there. You can just go there and play. So, so that's kind of the update right now, Benjamin, in terms of the lockouts. But what I did hear, and I did say this right from the start, is there's some rumblings that there's a chance, and it's still spec right now. Once it's confirmed, a little bit more credible, I'll be talking about it a little bit more. But I'm hearing some rumblings that the lockout might end sooner than later. So a potentially encouraging sign, and I hope that has some teeth to it. I really do. If owners can get on the same page, agreeing on a minimum salary floor, and players are willing to accept 5 instead of 4 year to free agency and CBA, it could be, Marcel. I think with regards to the salary floor, that needs to be tied into revenue sharing. What do I mean by that? The teams at the top, the big payroll teams, Yankees, Dodgers, and all the big, they give a portion of their revenues to small market teams in terms of revenue sharing, but they're not required, the small market teams, to spend them on players. So they can pocket this stuff and do whatever they want. So it doesn't necessarily go to payroll. That, to me, should be tied directly to a salary floor. If you're going to impact the impart a salary floor, revenue sharing has to be used on the small market teams to help them get to that salary floor. Okay? Invest in your product. Invest in your team. To me, it's good business. So that's kind of how I would tie it in. But you make a good point, Marcel. You really do. So, because those are two sticking points: service time and those types of things, and NLDH as well. But they seem to be on the same page or close to it with regards to that one. You need to get better than a playing game. Players are blocked from. Yeah, exactly. Prospects are blocked. Exactly. I mean, and I said this like recently too, in terms of how do you want to? You guys are making money hand over foot, but if you want to make more revenue, then win the World Series. How do you win the World Series? Put the best team possible out on the field. There is nothing more lucrative or better or more exciting than winning the World Series in New York. And no disrespect to other places, but winning a World Series in Texas or Cincinnati or wherever is nothing like winning the World Series in the Bronx. It's a completely different experience, completely different world. And if you would invest in your team, like George Steinbrenner did without any hesitation, you'll win more World Series than less than them. So that's the place to be, man. So invest in your damn team. So I'm with you, Udo, 100%, man. 5 years, 200. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'm a little behind here. I got to catch up to you guys. Aaron Boone's in the house. What's happening, Mr. Boone? Severino has a decent year as a long reliever, and 23 goes back as a starter. He could, Chris, but he's got to prove that he can stay healthy. Most definitely, he can go back as a starter, but he's got to show healthy. Luis Castillo, would be a nice trade. Would be a nice trade, and I don't know how much it would cost to get him now, but I would take him. And there has been talks about Luke Voigt to Miami. To Milwaukee, because they showed some interest and stuff like that at the deadline and later on in the season. So I don't know how much teeth it has. I don't know what the Yankees would get back in return. There's no way in hell I would take Lorenzo Cain back. So there's no way in the world. Pettit and Sheffield to get in. Yeah, Tyler. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Mindy McCready, the woman who having an affair with Roger Clemens, committed suicide. He started dating her when she was underage. See, that's not cool. If that's true. If that's statutory stuff, yeah. Quinn, 5 years, 205 with a 6th and 7th play year. Yeah, that's reasonable, Quinn. That's reasonable. I'd rather trade for Olsen than sign Freeman. So would I, Hirsch. So would I. Freeman's going to cost a lot of money, and I take Olsen. He's 5 years younger. Even 5 years into his contract, he's going to be approaching Freeman's age. I like those numbers. So. The lockout negotiations are definitely going to show the worst of baseball. So they're definitely, this is two tone-deaf sides filled with millionaires and billionaires wanting more money. They want more and more and more. Who gets stiff? The fans do. So that's the bottom line, Daily Dose. Unfortunately. Me, big boy, I'm not a Spider-Man fan, unfortunately. I'm more of a Batman guy than Spider-Man, but I'm hearing good things about it. My buddies want to watch it, so but yeah, I'm more of a Batman guy than Spider-Man. Aaron Judge and Stanton are the big dogs in the Yankee line. Yo, damn right they are, Jesse. Twin Towers, baby. Twin Towers. I think Rodon seems like an Angel signing. He could be very well an Angel signing, Benjamin. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think I could see the Angels giving him more money than the Yankees would give him. So I could see that. Miami, I have said this too, Jason. Miami's my sleeper pick to get somebody like Olsen or to they have a farm. They could pretty much do whatever they want. Get anybody they want with their farm. So, and a ridiculous amount of depth starting pitching at the major league level that's under affordable contracts, making them ridiculously valuable trade assets. So I fear Miami more than other teams do. More than I fear other teams, So, and they want, and in order to be competitive in the National League East, they're going to have to make a couple of bold moves because I don't see the Phillies or the Braves or the Mets going anywhere. They're getting better. So, Severino's Kluber's replacement rotation will be Cole, Taillon, Monty, Sevy, Herman, and Cortez's depth. Probably Nick, but they still need they need another starting pitcher. I don't think Severino's the answer right now. He has to prove that he's healthy first. Andrew Jones is definitely Hall of Fame worthy. Nestor was super, but he was good, Jordy, but he got gassed in the second half. So that's why he needs to build up his arm strength a little bit more. So if he does that, fantastic. Because I liked him in the rotation. I really did. Bundesliga the players play. Yeah. I do think all of this should be days off scheduled somewhat regularly for players, especially the bigger guys that are a little bit more injury prone, just to keep them recovering. But let them play. Damn right, man. Damn right. I hope he's not being restricted or hamstrung by Hal and them at the top, or the analytics people at the top. I really hope not. So pitchers deals with heavy incentives based on innings pitch. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Jason Martino's here, man. D-Rod, what's happening, man? I'm a little bit behind, but I'm catching up. Effective innings, yes, no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Somebody put a dono in here, man. I thank you for that. Who's that? Tyler, my man Tyler Talbot, I appreciate that, bro. He half my home, my famed ballot. Andrew Jones, Gary Sheffield, Bonds, Clemens, Pettit, David Ortiz, A-Rod. I mean, they're all, based on their stats, they're all Hall of Fame worthy players. I think the steroid thing is going to hurt Ortiz and A-Rod, and it may hurt Pettit a little bit because he had some kind of ped thing going on for, I think, a year. But Bonds, I mean, Bonds never failed a drug test, but he was basically the poster boy of juicing. And I said this before, when he started, he looked like me, 170 pounds. When he ended, he looked like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was a Hulk when he left baseball, but he was Hall of Fame caliber from the beginning to the end. So that's why I could see him getting in. So would I trade Voit for Tucker Barnhart? I probably, but he's already been traded to the Tigers, Nick, so I don't see him going anywhere now. The Tigers are kind of putting pieces together too. Eduardo Rodriguez, Barnhart, Javi Baez, they're kind of trying to put a team together as well. So I don't see him moving again. Yankees, yeah, exactly, man. Yankees winning and competing, especially going to the World Series, generates more revenue with people jumping on. Exactly, ratings. People get, if people can't afford to go games, they get the subscriptions on streaming or whatever. Exactly. The more they win, the more revenue they bring in. And again, I said this recently too. Make it affordable for people who can't really afford to come to games. I hate going to a Yankee game and seeing 10,000 empty seats, or watching it on TV and see half the seats behind home plate empty. Give people an opportunity to go to these games. Make it affordable. And if you have a $10 ticket day, whatever it is, you'll sell a couple thousand of them, and that's money that you didn't have before. And then these people will likely spend on merch and food and other stuff, because that's another way of kind of filtering in low-hanging fruit revenue instead of having seats go unsold. I mean, what's the point of that? There's no point. I mean, so there is a way they can do it and still increase the fan experience. I mean, they really can. And I hope they do. Fans pay money for the game, so they don't get on the field and play it. Well, that's the thing too, Twin. Yeah, I mean, and we pay their obscene salaries. So, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. These people make boatloads of money, man. I don't think the Yankees will sign or trade for players if lockout ends late, because teams will act fast. And, well, that's the thing, Yankee Dad. I mean, the longer this lockout goes, the less time teams are going to have to put their rosters together. So there's going to be a mad rush for people. So the Yankees better have a plan, man. Better have a plan. Hola. I'm Batman. By the way, Christian Bale is my favorite Batman. That Dark Knight series was ridiculous. All of them. DJ needs to play. Yeah, I think he'll be healthier, Jesse, now that he's got his surgery and he's healing. I think he'll be better in 2022. And I also think Gallo will be better in 2022. Jason, Correa, I'm past Correa. I mean, I don't want him here either. And there's a chance that they might. I have a video coming out. I think it's tomorrow or Friday. There's a reason, or a good reason, why the Yankees might not sign either one of these shortstops. It ties into a couple things off of intel I just recently got, and I think you'll find it interesting. So be on the lookout. It's coming. It's tomorrow or Friday, and but I think you'll find it interesting, and it might give us a little bit more insight as to why they're not being aggressive, particularly in shortstop. Because there's one common theme all the shortstops as well, with the exception of Javi Baez. Do I think Miller or Robertson? Probably not, Chris. I would avoid a reunion with both of them personally. I would bring in somebody like Andrew Chafin or try to get somebody else. I mean, I don't think it'd be a good idea at this point to do a reunion with those guys. They're kind of shells of themselves, particularly Andrew Miller, unfortunately. I loved Andrew Miller when he was here. I wish he would have stayed longer, but I get why they traded him. But that trade wound up being a bust because they got Clint Frazier for him and some other guys, and they're all moved now. Justice Sheffield and Clint Frazier. Justice Sheffield's in Seattle, Clint Frazier's with the Cubs, and neither one of them panned out with the Yankees. Sheffield didn't even get an opportunity here, so unfortunately was traded for James Paxton. And now they're teammates together over there in Seattle. Yankee fans are carnivores, but Hal and Cashman are trying to feed us plant-based meat. You're damn right, big boy. That's a great way to put it, man. It's really exactly. They're trying to feed us like we're birds, man. We ain't birds, dude. We're pit bulls. We need that fuel, man. Still want to make that Martian trade with you. Give me a Volpe. Yeah, I know you want him, Benjamin. I know you want him. Volpe's not going anywhere. But I know you want him, dude. I mean, yeah, I would want him to. So, heard any rumors that MLB wants to take all local TV money from all teams and split the money equally amongst? I have not heard that one, Dave. I don't. Yeah, because some teams have their own networks, so it would be really hard to do something like that. It would be really really hard to do something like that. So, and I don't think the union would ever let that happen. That would be that would be like people be rioting in the streets. So, especially the Yankees. I mean, that yes network is worth $5 billion alone. So, I can't see them letting MLB just eat into that. You only get stiffed by baseball if you go to games and they buy merch. Merch is not cheap. That's right. Swear off for a season or two and you see things. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Get Mo Bobby. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if fans stop spending money and it becomes a noticeable dent in their revenues, then they'll change because this is what happens with billionaires. You hit them where it hurts most, in their pockets. So, and that's exactly what needs to be done with some of these people. You got greedy players and agents, and you got greedy owners. So it's just, it's unfortunate, man. It really is. Yeah. What do we got here? Anthony, welcome, man. Love you too, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Anthony. Much love, brother. Much love, man. Yes, the Yankees are stacked with middle infielders, and they're also projected to sign Roderick Arias. They're expected and projected to sign Roderick Arias, who's essentially, they've already been deeming him as the next Juan DeFranco. He's another shortstop super prospect. So if they do, it could make guys like Oswaldo Cabrera and Peraza and guys like Trey Sweeney available. And if there's a chance you have, Roderick Arias at short at some point, and he turns out to be what he is, and then Volpe at third or second, you're gonna have a nice young nucleus in the Yankees, man. So I mean, I appreciate what they're doing up the middle, but again, I can't emphasize this enough. I would be drafting a pitcher and or a catcher in the first 5 or first 3 rounds every year in the draft for the next 10 years. 10 years. So I know, this is the best player ranked. You guys need pitchers and catchers. Period. End of story in the system. So, but again, I don't think they're going to ever listen to me. So, owners, the unions, well, yeah, Nick. The owners apparently are under the impression that they've lost the last 2 collective bargaining agreements. So they want to basically make up for their 2 losses. And I don't know how, because players' salaries are through the roof. So I don't exactly know how they lost. But that's what we're hearing. Of the opinion they need to make up for the last 2 losses in the CBAs. So their demands are very aggressive right now. So they really are. Don't be surprised if we don't get Olsen, because Cash like to. He'll prospect hug, but it depends, Yankee Dad. What if it's just Olsen alone, or if it's Olsen and a pitcher? Then obviously it's gonna be a more aggressive package. But he could move Oswald Peraza in a trade for Olsen because he has Oswaldo Cabrera right there as well. So, and his glove might not be as advanced as Peraza, but his bat is more advanced than Peraza. So, and he's they're almost like clones of each other. So, and he's just almost as close to being major league ready as Oswald Peraza is. And personally, I don't see them getting Matt Olson without moving Peraza, or without moving Gleyber Torres, or maybe both of them. So, but Olsen, if they can get Olsen without obviously Volpe or Dominguez, they have to do it. They absolutely have to do it. So, Kershaw, if he's still Kershaw, yeah, I could also see him going to the Texas Rangers, or because he's a native Texan. So, or the Angels. He could be the Angels signing over Rodon as well. So, are the Yankees still leaning towards Correa Story? I don't know. We keep hearing these different things, man. Some people saying Correa, some people say Story now because he might be willing to do a 1-year deal on a high salary, because if he does and he plays well, then he's the top free agent next year offensively. So he'd be better suited to get a huge contract. He'll be the top guy instead of the number 5 guy this offseason. So I could see that logic. And if that's the case and he plays well, the Yankees could give him a qualifying offer. And they could do the same with Gallo if Gallo stays here and plays well. And then he can get 2 high draft picks in return, letting those guys walk next year. So I think this could be part of the Yankees' calculus too. Can't confirm it, but that would be part of my calculus. So It's a way of Yankees benefiting. But if they're playing, or Gallo's playing extremely well, they could trade him at the deadline for a team and have a team desperate to overpay, and they may get a haul back for him. So if he's playing well, so that's a possibility too, and I'll take that over a qualifying offer package. So, Kershaw, yeah, exactly. It'd be kind of weird. I think he'd look like Gilbert from Revenge of the Nerds or something like that. It was just like, what the fuck? I can't see that. It's Kershaw. I never even thought about that, man. Never thought about that one, Benjamin. Well, that's the thing, too, big boy. I've been saying the same thing. Like, you can get 3 or 4 guys for the price of one Correa and fill 4 positions. Correa plays one position at one time. So, and, that's the way I look at it, too. His impact would not be greater than four solid players. I just don't see it. Franchise is in the house. Franchise, baby. When MLB in indie ball get a livable wage? Major League, yeah. I mean, the only people that really get a livable wage in the minor leagues are first-round draft picks, because they get these huge signing bonuses and that, millions of dollars that, and then they get their low salary. But like, you get guys like Trey Sweeney, get a $6 million signing bonus, and then they live off their low salary, and hopefully they accelerate through the system quickly enough to, get to at the very least the league minimum, which is like 10 times the amount of money they make at them in AAA. So, but yeah, I agree. A livable wage for the lower levels needs to be enhanced. I would definitely agree with that. Anthony Torres Rivera's in the house too, man. Jorge Silva, what's happening? Ball 4. If there are rumors that the Brewers and Yanks talked about a Voit trade, well, I don't know how detailed it was, but the Brewers did express their interest. So I'm guessing they did it. That indicates that the A's would not have any interest in Voit, and they might. I mean, Voit is a cheaper, more controllable version of Matt Olson. He's not as elite with the bat, but he was the major league home run leader 2 years ago, so he still has pretty offensive. He still has some punch in his bat. Tyler, dude, you're the man, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you again. Don't know love and hype for Tyler. Sign Suzuki, trade for Olson, and a pitcher sign Correa, or Story, trade for Contreras. That's a monster offseason. Absolutely monster offseason. So, and again, that's two trades. Olson and a trade for Contreras would not cost as much as a trade for Olson would. So I could see both of those trades happening, even without pitchers, but they need pitchers regardless. And Suzuki's kind of my guy. I mean, even if they move Gallo to center field because he played well in center, and you sign Suzuki for a corner outfield spot, also doable. So, but at the very least, I see Gallo moving on after 2022. So bringing in a guy like Suzuki as a long-term protector, to take that spot when Gallo moves on, is a kind of a wise move to me. I don't see Hicks being the answer. He's a shell of himself. We do have a top 15 farm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bottom half of top 15, but still top 15. Great pitchers in our farm. We have a couple of solid pitchers. Ken Waldichuk, but like Davey Garcia and Clark Schmidt have either regressed significantly or have been unable to stay healthy. So that's unfortunate. But we have more. The Yankees are definitely deeper in position players than they are in pitchers in our farm. So, but it is what it is. That's why I keep saying they need to be drafting pitchers and catchers would be a wise idea for them on the regular. I mean, I really do. I think it'd be a wise idea. Christopher Flash. Excuse me. Dude, thank you so much, man, for the donut and for a long time supporter and any channel advice, man. Well, you got your, if I can give any advice to running a channel, it would just to be consistent with your uploads. Just be real, be genuine and be real. Okay. People like it or not, the right people will find your channel and the right audience will stay with you. Those are and don't, and this, at least with baseball, don't say breaking news when the news isn't breaking news. Okay. This team is interested. That's not breaking news. To me, breaking news is actually breaking something that actually happens. I see that hurting other people, and it can affect your growth as a channel. So if you're going to break news, make sure it's actually broken. In terms of, so that would be my channel advice, Cresta Flash, especially if you have a sports-related channel. If you do, you let me know right now, and I'm happy to support your channel. So, but those to me, consistency, just be real and honest with your people. Treat people with respect equally. And again, don't lead people on with stuff that isn't true. So, because it can come back to bite you in the butt. So, I hope you find that valuable. These are things that I learned as well. So, from other folks. Problem with owners, especially. But thank you again for that donor and that super chat, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Especially how they can't sell all tickets and next year things go. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you have all these empty seats, and then they wind up raising the prices. I'm like, you're making it impossible for certain people. And you have good people in the surrounding boroughs, New Jersey, Long Island, like who were willing to come to the game but just can't afford. As you know, somebody will take his or her kids to a game, but they can't afford because it's going to cost $600 to go to a game. It's like, make it reasonable for a good amount, especially field level seats. If you have all these empty seats, make it affordable. Put out a blast 24 hours before the game and say, hey, we got a bunch of seats available at this price. Those things are good, scooped up like nothing. And the Yankees have a huge following on YouTube and social media. They will sell those things like that. No problem, man. No problem. What's the name of your channel, Christ the Flash? Is it called Christ the Flash? Let me know. I'm happy to support your channel, man. And I appreciate you being on here, too. Cash figures in the hibby. Yeah, I get you all on. I definitely do. I think once Glaber gets away from Homer, I think the new hitting coach will probably work making a little bit more contact oriented Gitmo. I really hope so. I want the lockout to be over, Johnny. I do. So do all of us, man. Cup of hot chocolate costs $15. It's ridiculous, Udall. It's absolutely ridiculous. Cedric Mullins rumors died down. I could see them going after Means, but I don't see the Orioles trading to a division rival. That's my issue. That package right there. Thinking of Jordans, I could see the Marlins getting Mullins and Means, and it wouldn't even affect their farm at all. So, I would keep the Marlins in mind. All right, Christ the Flash, I got you, man. Let me before we go here. It's the Flash. Take a photo of that. All right, I got you, man. I'll take you. I'm happy to check your channel, support your channel, and subscribe to your channel too, man. And I hope you found the advice valuable, man, because it's definitely just straight up honest advice. And I think being that way, and I personally like to make the channel about the people and not about myself, anything like that. I don't see the point in that. So, but that's the other. If I can suggest anything, it would be that. Players, yeah, Verlander, Greinke. I'm not sure Greinke would have been able to handle New York, but you never know. Sale, Ray, Scherzer, Bauer, yeah, all these guys. I mean, they did get Lance Lynn in a trade, but I think it was a little late too. But so I'll give them that, Yankee Dad. But yeah, they could have had other guys too. What I think about team switching the balls this year, them switching the ball. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's a little suspect, man. Even Anthony Rizzo was alluding to that the other day about. Thinking that they were messing with the balls or something like that. Let's just get one ball that the hitters and pitchers can agree upon. Like, if you're gonna let batters use pine tar and all this stuff, and what the hell's the problem with Spider Tack? Like, it helps pitchers get grips. So they're not doctoring, they're not scratching the ball, they're not screwballing it. So like, just make it even on both sides. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's not cheating, but they're going to do everything they can to get an advantage, both sides, no doubt about it. So, Hal doesn't spend to fix the holes in the team. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of players, Tyler, who feel the same way you do, including myself. There's going to be people who don't want to go to the games because the Hal's not investing. It just shows that he doesn't really care about the fans, man, and it's unfortunate. And people like us who would love to go to games, but it's like it's unfortunate. It really is, man. It really is. Think about families. You want to grow this from exactly, man. Exactly. I don't want to go to a game and have it, be surrounded by corporate seats and like all this stuff, corporate this, corporate that. Like, come on. See families there. That makes it, And again, I said this too recently. This stadium is not as loud as the old stadium. Not even close. The old stadium was a fucking zoo, right? Excuse my language. But if you want to make this stadium as loud, then fill the damn seats. How do you do it? Make it affordable for people who don't normally can afford to come here. Fill the seats. You'll make the place louder. This place was jumping in the old stadium. It was an absolute madhouse. So New promo. Yankees charging $50 for triple decker sandwich. By the way, if I miss some of your comments, my apologies. Sometimes it's hard to keep up when it scrolls really fast. But just bear with me and just don't hesitate to keep, putting a comment and I'll get to you. I'll definitely get to you. Oakland will take Torres instead. If Oakland takes Torres instead of Peraza, I'd be pretty stoked about that in an Olsen deal. I'd be stoked about that, Hershey. Probably unlikely, but I'd be pretty stoked. Two different balls. Yeah, I mean the different ball. I mean it's just exactly, Robert. Two different balls. It's just too much, man. Twitter up. What the hell is my Twitter handle? Let me see. I forget. Wait. I just started putting baseball stuff out too. It's Bronx Bomber. Hang on. Bronx Bomber 447. My Twitter. I'm gonna start doing more regular baseball stuff too. Why did A-Rod retire midway through the 2016? I mean, he just didn't have it, Lorenzo. He knew he was about to be replaced. And so he wanted to kind of go out, kind of on his own terms, I guess. That's my guess for Lorenzo. It's the best estimate I can give. They used two different balls last year. No problem. 61 Mafia party. It's always a party here, man. Lee is in the house, man. Lee, always welcome to the party, bro. Green takes anxiety megs. Oh, yeah, exactly, I don't think he would get eaten alive here. Just got off work. I hope you had a good day, Lee. I mean, I'm just talking about some, regards to the lockout free agency, Lee, and there's some things like Carlos Rodon and what are we hearing about the lockout? And there's a whole bunch of different things, little bits and rumblings and stuff like that. But that's generally what we've been talking about. And, wanting Hal Steinbrenner to spend some freaking money this offseason. So he'd be wise to do it. Oh, God, I miss the boss, Johnny. I miss him big time. You knew the guy loved the team. You knew he wanted to make it better. That's why he wasn't afraid to invest. And he went out and got dudes, man. He went out and got dudes. You never see Hal do anything like that. So, and that's a shame. It's a damn shame. Look at Steve Cohen, owner of the Mets. This dude is serious, man. And he wants to be the team in New York. He's doing everything possible to get there. So he's being aggressive. It may not work, but can't fault him for not trying. So that's for sure. Yeah, only players, play with 5 and 10 rights can veto trades. So obviously with a no trade clause, but if you have 5, 10 player rights, then you can veto trades as well. And then certain teams have full no trade. Well, certain players have full clauses or partial no trade clauses where they can't be traded to certain teams. So a lot of them will have to approve a trade, but not everybody. I mean, if you're not a free agent, if you're still in arbitration, these young guys, they can be traded. They can't do anything. Like Gabriel Torres, Luke Voigt, they can be traded anywhere, and they have zero say, none. So that's something to keep in mind too. It's just easier to trade those young, controllable guys. So, the old stadium was. I was fortunate to be at a lot of games there. David Cohn's perfect game, and like David Justice's big time home run off Arthur Rhodes, Game 6 of the ALCS. The clincher of the 1999 World Series, Chad Curtis's walk off home run in Game 3 the day before that. I was the Scott Brosius home runs in the World Series against the Diamondbacks. Like I was at a lot of special games, man. Jim Abbott's no hitter. I was at that. I sat right behind home plate with my mom for that game. So, that was a really special place. I'll never forget the old stadium ever in my life. I know they wanted to make it a more modern version, but if you want to make it noisy, fill the stands, Cashman and Hal, fill the damn stands. Yeah, exactly. Also, Cole. They didn't trade for Cole, and they could have as well. So they didn't trade for Cole. We got it. It's your boy. Thank you so much, brother, man. I appreciate this. Super Dono hype and love for you, man. Hearing the last day of meetings, the owners tried to pull a fast one on the players. Also funny how they probably use juice balls without letting the players know. Maybe a Christmas miracle happened. A Christmas miracle would be phenomenal, right? For the fans, the players, owners, and stuff like that. I mean, if they did try to pull a fast one, that's just a dick move. I don't like when people do that. This should be transparent. Like, we all know you're greedy, rich, powerful people, like, and you want more money. So just be transparent about it. Like, let's not try to dick each other over, just to get leverage on the other side. But you make great points. It's your boy. You really do. But a Christmas miracle would be phenomenal. It really, really would. Johnny, Mel, Satiro, pleasure for coming. Thanks for coming, bro. Peace to you, man. Much love. Hal's a soccer guy. Yeah. Yeah, he gave praise to the soccer, the New York team that won the other day at Yankee Stadium. So that's for sure. Gitmo. Why play when you're 60 dead? Yeah. And he's no longer with J-Lo, but he was with J-Lo at the time, Gitmo Bob. J-Lo's with Ben Affleck now, I think. Or maybe they're not with each other. I have no idea. But, I mean, A-Rod, he had an impact when he was with New York. He definitely had an impact. It's your boy. I mean, thank you so much again, bro. I really appreciate you, man. Really, your support's second to none. Boy, I mean, what did they do, Jonas, to the players? That fast one you're talking about. What did they do? I don't remember for some reason. I'm definitely curious to know. What else we got? Some great memories. I mean, you're exactly. This new stadium does not have that same aura that the old stadium did. The old stadium had I was also at the game when Ruben Sierra went back to back with Mattingly in '95 playoffs against Seattle. That game was crazy, crazy. And when David Justice hit that big home run off Arthur Rose, they nearly tore the stadium down. And that was insane. But I've never heard a louder stadium in my life anywhere. Anywhere. Years ago, there was a guy in left field wearing a WWE wrestling belt who owned 1% of the team. Really? That's pretty cool. 1% of the Yankees with a WWE belt. I wonder who that was. It's kind of cool. Get it done by fair. I'm kind of the opinion too, Emmanuel. This is gonna be a longer. It's gonna be unfortunately a long shutdown. By February, man, they're gonna have like 2 weeks to get hundreds of free agents signed. It's gonna be an absolute frenzy, which is why I'm of the opinion that at the very least the Yankees can see which role players might be amenable to a minor league deal right now. Just get them over here. That way, it's less you have to worry about later on. Other teams are doing this very quietly. And it's something I think the Yankees would be wise to do. And again, they won't be with minor league deals. They would not be added to the 40-man roster. So Cliff Lee would have been another one. Tyler, yeah. Would have been awesome if the Yankees got him. I know they are, I think, harassing his wife in the bleachers or something like that, which I think kind of sealed the deal. And he went to Philly and, was a beast over there. Was a beast. John Butts, can't fault you for what you mean. You got to do what you got to do, bro. You got to put in the work, man. But it's good to have you here, man. It's good to have you, my man. And can't fault you for working hard, but you're hustling just like the rest of us, bro. But it's good to have you, John Butts. Always good to have you. Prospect hug for Eduardo Nunez. Yeah, exactly. Well, Nunez didn't really turn out to be much. He was decent with Boston when he went there, and he hit well against the Yankees. But they could have had freaking Cliff Lee, man. That would have been huge. Well, that too, Udall. No George in the stadium. Damn right. The Macho Man, maybe. Yeah. I can't believe he's no longer with us, the Macho Man. Rockaway Beach. Interesting. Yeah, man, ball 4, 100%. The old stadium you felt it just rocking back and forth, man. I've never seen a stadium like that in my life. It was absolute insanity. I miss that place. And I'm trying to grow to love the new place, but I haven't gotten there yet. I'm obviously partial to the old stadium, but if Hal starts to invest in his team regularly, then I think it'll be easier to fall in love with his team. I mean, don't be surprised. Garrett Cole has an opt-out after 2024, after 3 more seasons. Okay? If they're not going to be investing behind guys like him and some of these other guys, don't be surprised if this dude opts out when he's still dominating and then goes somewhere else. Like, don't be surprised. So, I mean, it's just something I hope these people keep in mind, man. Take advantage of the prime years of Judge and Stanton and Cole and some of these other guys. It's That's in the back of my mind. Christ the Flash. Yes, they can. They can get Freeman, Kareem Mullen. They can do. They can get whoever they want. Honestly, like it wouldn't matter if they had a $300 million payroll. Because it would still be a smaller part of their revenues than it was in the early 2000s. So it's nuts, but they can do that if they want to. They really can. Bernie hit the walk off against the Twins to clinch the East in 2004. I love it. Yeah, and walk off home runs with the Yankees is nothing like it. David Combs' perfect game. There was nothing like it, man. It was just awesome. Illich is in the house. Marquez, what's happening? What is happening? Commissioner. Oh, I missed that. Shoot, where did they go? Should be let go because how can you expect a GM to gouge a player's worth if they have juice? Well, that's the other thing too. That's a good point, Alan. That's a good point, man. It really is, man. Because it's this type. It makes it really difficult to gauge a player's value and all these things when you're doing these types of things. Like, just like what happened when back in the day when the players are just better players and hitting the balls mild and hitting like dominating and without any of this stuff. What the hell happened? Peter, we've been kind of talking about everything, man. Lockout, free agency, what's going on, rumors and all that stuff. Love you too, John Butts. Much love, man. Much love. Much love, man. Yeah, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, Peter. I mean, it's just, everything going on in Yankee world and shortstop bonanza and what they might do. And I mentioned that I put out a couple. My next two videos are going to be one of them is going to be very, very relevant in terms of their spending or potential lack of spending based on some intel I just got yesterday. And so be on the lookout for that. I think it might give us a little bit of a different insight as to what's going on with them and why they were not that active, even though the other teams like the Dodgers and the Red Sox, they haven't been active either. So it's not only the Yankees, but that said, the Yankees have more holes than these teams. So they've created them for themselves. So that is something that can't be ignored. It can't be ignored. We really can't. So damn right with the Yankees. That's a great, Christ Flash. Exactly. Maybe like how I want to spend with the chance. I mean, it would be nice if the Yankee dad, that New York soccer team kind of inspired the Yankees, wouldn't it? Yeah. I think, Marcel, you make a good point too. I think this new stadium, they were trying to cater to a upper middle class or upper class kind of clientele. Whereas the majority of the people that will come to the games on a regular basis would be regular folks, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It really is, because you're shutting out a lot of good people, a lot of good fans that way, and it's unfair. And I'm on the fan side, so I want the fans, as a fan myself, to enjoy these games. I want you guys and gals to enjoy the games. Richard K, Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Thank you very much. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Merry and happy to whatever you celebrate. I hope you have some great memories and spend time with loved ones and maybe get a little bit of time off of work too, hopefully. So, and but for all of you, I hope you all enjoy it. I hope Santa Claus is good to all of us. So, I hope that's right, man. George would have a theory, get whatever. Yeah, exactly, Udall. George, he would have probably signed Correa already. He would have traded for Olsen. And he would have probably, he would have got Suzuki. Like, that's just what he would have done. Like, he had no problem getting Hideki Matsui. The Yankees would have made 3 or 4 big moves already with George Steinbrenner here. I have no doubt about that. Peter, I think the lockout, it's going to be sometime in January or maybe February, unfortunately. I could be wrong, but there's some rumblings that it could end a little bit sooner. But until that actually has some teeth, I don't really find it that credible. And I'm not going to report anything that's not actual legitimate breaking news. So, that type of stuff, you'll definitely know if something's serious and something that has teeth. So you'll definitely know about that from me. Yankees can't have a gaping hole at shortstop. They only do one thing this offseason will be get a shortstop. Nick, I don't disagree with you. Get a shortstop. Because they already have Luke Voigt. They don't have to trade him. But, I know they want to upgrade to first base. And they have young prospects who they can give an opportunity to shortstop as well, which would kind of buck against things that they normally do, either with prospect hugging or just not giving them opportunities. I think the prospect hugging thing alone just shows that they're not giving these guys a lot of opportunities at the major league level. So what the hell's the point of prospect hugging them? Oh. I don't think they're going to sign John, but I don't think they're going to sign Andrew Miller again. I mean, I wouldn't. If I'm going to, Andrew Chafin to me is a reliable lefty guy. He's a little bit younger. And Andrew Miller is he's past his prime. I loved him when he was here, but I don't think it's the right time to sign him now, unfortunately. So, and exactly, Tyler. I mean, prospects are prospects. You don't really know what you're going to be. I know so many people are saying that Dominguez is the next Mickey Mantle, but I'm personally, you know, not going that far just yet. Mickey Mantle was like one of the greatest ever. And I know this guy's had ridiculous, tantalizing power and stuff like that, but I don't personally want to do that just yet. Not Mickey Mantle, man. Not Mickey Mantle. Just like I think it's stupid that people are, saying Shohei Ohtani is like Babe Ruth. It's no fucking. He had one Babe Ruth type year. Babe Ruth had 20 of them. So I think that's kind of foolish too. I knew his name. Well, who are we talking about, Udall? What did I miss here? Try to get whoever he needed. Late 80s, early 90s. Forget. Who are you talking about, Udall? Position player, pitcher? Give me some insight, Udall. I might know who you're talking about. My last visit to Old Yankee Stadium, I was at Pinstripes. I was there at the very last game they had at the Old Yankee Stadium. And I was there at the end. We stayed late. People were chiseling parts of the stadium off. People were ripping chairs out of it. I was there with my mom the very last game of that stadium. And we were also at opening day of the new stadium. So, and we were at Game 6 of the World Series in the new stadium in 2009 when the Yankees clinched it against the Phillies. I was there with my mom and my wife. We sat in the bleachers. That was awesome too. That's when was your visit to the last visit to Old Yankee Stadium, Pinstripes? Better job at vetting and evaluating. Yeah, exactly. I need to develop them better, so it gives them a better sign of like, who's the real deal and who's not, man. They got to do a better job at developing catchers and pitchers. Sign Kyle Seager, you were talking about? Let Urshela play shortstop for a gap until Volpe. Yeah, they could do that very well. John Bott, Seager, even get Chris Bryant over there for shortstop, who's younger than Seager. Third base. You make Gio the stopgap shortstop, and that which gives them an opportunity to move Torres in a trade, potentially. And then when Volpe's ready, you plug him in at second or whatever. Then you have DJ be the super utility guy. So. But yeah, Kyle Seager or Chris Bryant would definitely be viable options if they don't do big money. And there's a reason why they might not do big money at shortstop. And I go into the details in my next video, so and you'll find it a little bit more revealing and maybe kind of give us a little bit more perspective on why they might not go big at shortstop. Kyle Seager, yeah, I mean you put him, yeah. Don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle went to Texas too to be with his brother. But I mean, I wouldn't be offended if they brought in Kyle Seager here. I think he's a lefty bat too. And then you plug Gio right there as the stopgap shortstop. So as long as they're not blocking some of their top prospects, but I have a feeling if they get Olsen, they're going to have to give up Peraza or Oswaldo Cabrera and more. But that's the type of return, you give up for Matt Olson. Kyle Seager, yeah, I mean, I think he would be good here. That left field and right field porch, I think he would be good here. Yankee Stadium with Ed Figueroa. Oh, that's pretty cool, John. That's pretty cool. Willie Adams to the Yanks can have him. Yeah, I personally think it's going to cost a little bit more than Voit to get Willie Adams, but I know that's been spec recently too, Rocco. I could see that being a viable thing, trading for a shortstop, and then, I could see that happening. And then using some of the prospects to trade for Olsen, and then you're not having to sign any one of those players in free agency. I could definitely see that. Retired. Retired. Position player, pitcher, Udall, righty, lefty. Any other insight? Trying to think of what you're talking about. Happy with Olsen and Suzuki. So would I, Miguel. I'd be happy with that. I'd definitely be happy with that. Comes down to how committed. It's amazing all of that. You know, it just if they win the World Series, they're going to make more money than they would not winning the World Series. So I don't see the point why they wouldn't want to invest more into their product, like into their team. This is the most valuable franchise in baseball, and yet they their percentage of payroll as a percentage of overall revenues is significantly lower than it was 10 years ago, and even lower than it was 20 years ago. Meaning they're pocketing a lot of this money, not investing into their team. Olsen and Suzuki, yeah, stopgap. I mean, or use one of the prospects, or you can move again. You can move Gio to shortstop, and then bring in a Seager or Chris Bryant at third. You could do it. It gives them options. So you're right about that with Olsen, Suzuki, Hirsch, no doubt. Hal's definitely not his dad, Raven Poe. Not yeah, you're absolutely right. The boss wanted to win all the time, and he was not afraid to spend money. I mean, he bought the Yankees for like $10 million, and he turned it into a $4 billion franchise. I mean, that's a good return on investment. And that's just aggressive, businessman showing that he loves his team. He loved being the owner of the Yankees. That guy was fearless. I loved George Steinbrenner. I loved it. He did some bonehead things, but so what? They won a lot of World Series with him. They won regularly, and he turned that whole place around. He made the Yankees a team to love again. He really did. Oh, 100%, Lorenzo. He would have. If George was, he would have booted Frazier as soon as Frazier started saying some things. They would have got rid of him. That type of stuff never flew with Steinbrenner. I mean, I hope Frazier plays well and stuff like that. But yeah, Steinbrenner definitely had a little bit of a militaristic way to him, particularly with the facial hair policy. You're absolutely right, Pinstripes. The urgency is not there because they want to have the upper hand and they want to win. They want to make more of this like that. It's just instead of realizing that let's just compromise on both sides and take one step forward, where you're trying to take 4 steps forward and you're making it so more difficult. Just take 1 or 2 on a gradual basis together and make it better collectively. But no, these guys want to go with the gusto all the time. Archie Bradley, Andrew Chafee. Yeah, he's a guy worth looking at too. I think he was released by the Phillies too. Great. Steinbrenner would have got Starling, Marte, Seager, and Scherzer. I could see that, Miguel. I could definitely see that. If Boy can stay healthy, then if he's healthy, get Mo Bob, yeah, he's a good hitter. The only problem is he's had different issues, and it's kind of been collectively adding up, unfortunately. I think part of it's due to his size. He's a big dude, so but he's definitely, I mean, again, I could see him being a part of an Oakland trade for Olsen because they would be giving the A's a controllable first baseman for 3 more seasons, and who's got power and can do some things. But I could also see him go to places like Colorado or different places in the National League too. Do I think the Yankees stand a top starting pitcher? Well, Colbert, whatever's left. I mean, Carlos Rodon's pretty much the top guy that's left. He's a southpaw. I could see the Yankees signing him, but I said this too. Yankees better make sure they have enough long relief guys to help keep Rodon healthy. So the right-handed side, I'm not exactly sure who's available for it. They have to trade for a top right-handed starting pitcher, but they have to make a move. I mean, there's no doubt about it, Colbert. They have to make a move and bring in at least one pitcher, at least one. No pressure. What's up? Like a very underrated talking point this offseason has been a lack of starting pitching. Yeah, I don't think we even trade for Olsen. Exactly. I mean, this is between Cole and the rest of the rotation is like a mile, and that's why. I mean, I've been a proponent of if you get Rodon, you put him in a position to hopefully stay healthy. Hopefully Matt Olson does a good job with him if they get him, and then you keep guys in long relief so that if Rodon only gives you 5 innings, you have guys behind him that can throw 3-4 innings instead of having to use 7 or 8 pitchers a game very often, which the Yankees did this past year, and be less likely to gas out the bullpen. So, and he's not an innings eater, Rodon. He threw 135 innings this year. If you get somebody like Chris Bassett from Oakland, who's a little bit more of an innings eater, or you get both of them somehow, that's what I would be doing. So, but yes, lack of starting pitcher, 100%. I mean, no one in a particular per day needs someone they get him. Oh, no doubt about it, Udall. No doubt about it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If I get back to New York City and can get to see a game, I'd like to try to see that with the Bleacher Creatures. Possible. Yeah, it's possible, Billy Branch. It's possible. They're nuts, but it's possible. Definitely get the tickets in advance if you can, depending on when you're going and who they're playing. But yeah, no doubt about it, it's possible. I mean, you can get field level seats too, but they're not cheap. George tried to get both. Yes, he did, and he wasn't able to get them. But yep. Yeah, I mean, Richard, I'm with you 100%. Brian Reynolds would be a great get here. It would be a fantastic get for any team, particularly the Yankees. He's exactly one of the things that they need, Jason. 100% Brian Reynolds, man. Brian, he's exactly a type of player, and a valuable prime playing building block. So they're going to give up a ton for him, but he'd be worth it. George, I mean, he did a lot of things. Pay for, college tuition. He did a lot of things for people, and it's one of the things that endeared him to people and the fans and just the Yankee world. I mean, I love that guy, man. There was nobody like him. Nobody like him. Somebody mentioned Mark Cuban earlier. He's another one that's like kind of a George Steinbrenner. Just loves his team. He's fiery and stuff like that. He's always on the floor stirring up shit, and like those are the types of guys that are great owners. Guys are not afraid to invest and just love their team, and you know that they love their team. Suzuki and right, Judge and center, Stanton left, Rizzo. You could, Jason. It could be. I mentioned Rizzo wants to come back. He said it recently too, on a video too. So, if you can't get Olsen, Rizzo's the next best obvious guy. You get him. You have to be aggressive for Olsen immediately. And if it doesn't, don't wait around forever. I mean, because Rizzo's going to get taken off the board. Story, we don't know, Rich. We're hearing different views. Like some cases, they're saying he's willing to take a 1-year deal at a high dollar rate, or some people are saying 5 to 6. Some people are saying 7 to 8. The team could probably get him on probably $150 for 6 years. But again, I could see him doing a 1-year deal at a high dollar and then going back onto free agency next year, where he's the top guy at the position instead of the middle of the field guys, and which would put him in a position to get a big contract if he plays well and stays healthy. So, but it's a risk. It's definitely a risk. Point being healthy, it's like Hicks playing. Yeah, exactly, man. At this point, I don't see them playing full seasons anymore. I just don't, unfortunately. Store wants to get paid high. Probably. I mean, he's at least 2 years younger than Simeon, at least. So I could see it happening, but Simeon's also got superior offensive output, and I could see a situation where he doesn't get as much as Simeon either. Right side bleachers, yeah, that's where roll call happens. Bleachers in the right field. Well, that's right, man. That's where the roll call happens, and that's when you're really in the action there. No doubt about it. Right field bleachers are where it's at, man. Yeah, pinstripes. Yep. Suspended. The front office took over. Yeah, we had Gene Michael there. I mean, they got Derek Jeter because of Gene Michael. So, and he's made some really, really good moves, and he did a great job building that team from the ground up when they were really bad. Olsen, we saying Suzuki and Rodon. That would be a nice offseason, Kenneth. I don't think the Yankees are going to get everybody they need this offseason. I think it's going to be a multiple offseason thing, like over the next 2 or 3 seasons, and they'll be able to infuse some of these young stud prospects too in there. And I can see it. Story at short is your top 5. Yeah. Yep. Peter, be more creative with possible deals the Yankees could make other than the same 8 guys you mentioned all off season. I have some stuff coming, Peter. I've got some 3-team trade proposals coming, and some, different types of things. I mean, low-key trades coming, blockbuster ones. I did some like batshit crazy blockbuster trades. So if you haven't seen those, go take a look. And they're what, but I'm sticking with the most like I've done individual trade proposal videos too with Judge and Stanton and guys like that. But like, let me see what I could do, Peter. I appreciate the feedback. Talk to Brewers about trading Voigt. Suggested they're looking to make a change of her. Yeah, Billy, absolutely. I don't think Voigt's the answer in long term at first base, and it is what it is, Frazier, there's no guarantee on who takes what we're speculating on common courtesy, but we forget they're agreed. Oh, there's no doubt, no doubt about it. Owners have all agreed to even the playing field. That's why you see all these random teams like Texas and Detroit spend. Yeah. They also have very, very rich owners too. No pressure, 100%. But I could see. I totally see what you're saying. 2009, they bought everybody. Yeah, yeah. That's the other thing, Richard. Exactly. They bought CC, Burnett, Teixeira. They also brought in low-key guys like Swisher and Damaso Marte for the bullpen. Like they made a bunch of moves that offseason. But you're right. They won it in 2009. And then they missed the playoffs a bunch of years, and Girardi was replaced. Yeah, and unfortunately, and they did some things during that time with like Raul Ibanez and some other guys and stuff. But Russell Martin, Curtis Granderson, some guys like that too. So, but yeah, I mean, they were set up for a little bit, but that was we were kind of going towards the end of the dynasty too. So that's another thing, like the core four, the core five too. So that's also part of it. But yeah, you make good points, Richard. Next 3 years under Boone, the game is above one. Damn it, right? It's above one team. Yeah, it's above one player too. So, Taurus, there's too much politics in sports. Yeah, I don't disagree. No pressure. I don't disagree with that at all. Best thing that happened was when George was suspended. Let's stick Michael and Buck Shaw. Yeah, man. Yeah, Stick and Buck were a good duo, Hirsch, no doubt. They were really good, a good duo. No. 15, 20 games out. Yeah, oh my God, yeah. Xavier Nady. I remember that dude. Yeah. Yeah, man. There's a lot of dudes that just tried and didn't pan out here, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Chris the Flash, I'm with you there too. He's really not a catcher. I think if the NL adopts the DH, he'd be better off in the National League as a DH. No doubt. Rangers seem to be bringing up players because they have a new stadium that they opened in 2020, and they definitely want to show them the fans that they're serious. But yeah, absolutely, Billy, 100%. And I still see them bringing in a pitcher and maybe another player too. They're not done yet. No doubt about it. The dynasty, yeah, man. Jeter, Mo, Pettit, Bernie, Posada, and a lot of them turned. Well, obviously you got some Hall of Famers there. So that was a special team. Some big free agents were infused in there, Richard. But yeah, I mean, we had a core that we haven't had since then like that. That was a very special core. No doubt about it. I hear that, Tyler. No doubt, man. There is too much politics in sports, yeah. It's just it's just a lot of stupidity too. Kevin Youkilis, he was part of the one triple play with the Yankees too. Gene Michael hit him ball. Yeah, classic. Munson, dude, yeah. And they lost that World Series in 1976, Ralph. It's crazy. I think it was it to the Reds or the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken? And I know they won 77, 78. I wouldn't be surprised if both Kershaw and Rodon. I would not be surprised either. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they go after Kershaw. I think they'll probably go after Rodon before Kershaw because he's like 5 years younger. And but they could go after one or the other. They definitely could. Oh, Jabba Chamberlain, Phil Hughes, all these guys, Ian Kennedy. Like, I wish those guys had panned out here. The Yankees, they didn't do a good job with Jabba either. They just floated him back and forth. And they didn't use him right at all. Tino, Paul O'Neill, oh yeah. Scott Brocious. Trades like that were just amazing. Yeah, Youkilis wasn't that great here, but I did like that triple play. I remember that. Showalter as coach, Boone as bench coach. Yeah. Yeah, you can flip it around, no doubt, Jason. Peraza, Oswaldo Cabrera, and Luis Hill. I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, it really is. Yankees going after a guy like Brendan Rodgers. Maybe, Peter. It's possible. Big Red Machine. Oh, God, yeah. That was ridiculous. And the Paul O'Neill was kind of part of that last part of that Big Red Machine, too. Before he got traded to the Yankees. Travis Hafner. I remember him. Jared. Oh, yeah. Power lefty. Yep. Travis Hafner. A lot of these guys. So many of them. Ryan Beck. How you doing, man? The midges ruined. Oh, God. Yeah, those bugs, man. I remember that. That sucked. They were eating him alive, man. Yeah. Mike Mussina, too. Another one. Moose. Alfonso Soriano went in before they traded him for A-Rod. Like, a lot of guys. Blake, I mean, between Correa Story, I would go for Story myself. But I would not be surprised if they don't get either. And either way, but Story would be my pick between the two. Just me personally. So, 27-year-old rookies. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they let these guys go way too long in the minors before calling them up. It's not fun. Vernon Wells, Lyle Overbay, John Olerud, Roberto Kelly. Oh, my God. Blackjack Crazy. Oh, yeah, man. Jeff Weaver, Javi Vasquez, Rondell White. Popeye. Oh, yeah, Ken Phelps. They traded Jay Buhner to the Mariners for Ken Phelps. He had these huge, hairy forearms, Ken Phelps. I'll never forget it. He had some power, but Buhner turned into a Yankee killer with the Mariners. So, 2013, yeah, Jaron, yep. Correa on the Yankees it does seem off to me too, Yoga's dude. It seems off to me too. But if he can become the villain here, and the Yankees can become the hated team again too, so I could see that happening as well. Roberto Kelly for Paul O'Neill, yeah. Oh, Yankees definitely won. Oh, he's a Yankee legend. Ron Guidry, Dave Righetti, like legends. Dave Righetti threw that no-hitter on the 4th of July. John Vanderwall, oh my God. Lance Berkman, Freddie Garcia, Esteban Loaiza, who's now in prison for like decades for drug trafficking. Hideki Irabu, Jose Contreras. CC, man. CC was a gamer. CC's a gamer if we're talking about the same CC, Chris the Flash. Rafael Soriano, who's another one, man. He came. Oh yeah, that's right. The Yankees brought him when Mo went down with the torn ACL. They brought in Rafael Soriano. That's right, and he pitched well here. Balboni, Buhner. Oh my God. Would I take Didi if you were out on Story and Correa? It depends on if we trade Peraza for Olsen. If they do trade Peraza for Olsen, then I would probably take Didi. If they don't, I would give Peraza a shot. My least favorite Yankee of all time? Probably Jack McDowell. Just to give the finger to the fans. So, yep. Justin Wilson with Channing Green. That's right. Bobby Meacham. Oh my God. Andrew Jones. Yeah, another one. Yep. When Vernon Wells hit a walk-off single 10 times before getting to the... I remember that game. Tyler. I remember that game. When do I think the Orioles will be a threat? And I would look out for them in another year or two and have Adley Rutschman up and some of these other young guys, Mullins and some other guys developing a little bit more. But at least 2 years. CC as a coach, I would be totally cool with. Russell Davis and Mike Blowers. Oh my God, for Tino Martinez. Yep. We definitely won that trade. Tino was a god here. Cairo, Justice, Ramiro Pena. Boy, you guys are taking us back, man. Luis Soho, Miguel Cairo. Rafael Soriano. Yeah, I remember that too. Ellsbury, Jim Abbott. Jason, I was at Jim Abbott's no-hitter. I'll never forget that game. I sat behind home plate with my mom that game. And we caught a foul ball. Kevin Moss, yep. Oh my Boggs. I love Boggs with the Yankees. Ron Blumberg. Oh my Jose Canseco. Yeah, he was another one. He was kind of a dick too. He was kind of a dick. Kyle Farnsworth, I actually liked here. Hirsch. He was a badass too. He's a guy who would not charge the mound, I guess. Wade Boggs, yeah, man. Mantle was a god in Yankee Stadium, and just for the Yankees. Steve Farr, rags to be our pitching coach. Rigetti, he was a good. I mean, if he's still in San Francisco, he's a good pitching coach. Good pitching coach. Eduardo Nunez, yeah. Jacoby Ellsbury, that's another one. Yeah, Blake. I mean, probably the worst contract ever with the Yankees, at least in my lifetime. Sweeney Minnesota Nest now on a spot a second interview with more than Buck. Now, well, yeah, you don't. I mean, yeah. I mean, Buck still projected the interview on Saturday, but they might want to go younger blood. I could see a spot of getting a spot there. Oh God, Ed Whitson, another one. Yeah, another bomb. Kenny Rogers, Ross Ollendorf. Oh my God. Cashman has made some great trades. He did make some great trades too. He got the Didi trade, and where we were unsure that was going to work out, but he got Didi. That was a fantastic trade. Danny J, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, folks. I mean, if you don't mind getting the likes up, that's greatly appreciated. Thanks for the shout out there, Danny J, about that. I appreciate it. Randy Johnson actually wasn't that bad here. The only problem is he was like almost 40 when he came here. But he was also obviously abrasive with the media and people and stuff like that. But he won 15 games both years here, I think, if I remember correctly. And then he went to Arizona, won like 3 more Cy Youngs, so 3 consecutive Cy Youngs. So I think one of his best trades, Cashman, was Tino. Also, not Tino, the Didi, the Roger Clemens trade. He traded the Wells for Clemens, won another World Series. He made some good trades. Prado was a good one too. Euclid, oh my God. Andy Hawkins. I remember that no-hitter, and it was like a 4-1 game or something like that because of the walks. I remember that Andy Hawkins no-hitter. Randy Velarde, wow. Pagliarulo. Man, I love this trip down memory lane for the Yankees. Randy punched camera guy for yeah. I remember he pushed that camera right out. The guy was like stalking him when he came to New York. Jay Bruce, another one. He played like 10 games here, and then they released him. Mark Bellhorn, oh my God. 99 All-Star, and look at everyone's stats midway through the season. Compare that to now, will leave you speechless. Big boy. I'm going to check that out. Big boy. I like that type of research. That's cool. Chris Carter, another one. Bubba Crosby. Carl Provano was another disastrous signing. Carl Pacino. Yeah, if anybody hasn't subscribed yet, please do so. It's greatly appreciated. 70% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed, which is mind-boggling to me. But so I'm hoping that these folks subscribe more often and try and get up to 10K and on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So that's when I'll drop merch. Mark Bellhorn, oh yeah. Dave Kingman, oh my God, yeah. Kevin Brown, another one. Just didn't pan out here, unfortunately. Chad Curtis, I think he might be in prison too. I think so. AJ Burnett he was just so unpredictable. I got to give him love for coming up in Game 2 of the World Series against the Phillies. We needed that. They lost Game 1 with Sabathia, and he tied it at Game 2 against Pedro. He was money that game. Jason Marquis, oh my God. Jesse Barfield, gun or cannon for an arm. Felix Heredia, not a Yankee fan. So I appreciate that, Yogis, dude. I appreciate that, man. Always welcome here. Mike Myers. No, he came to the Yankees, that sidearm lefty guy. He used to come into the theme song from Halloween, actually. Richie Sexton. Sexton would have been nice. Sexton would have been nice, man. Jose Contreras. Yeah, he was better when he went to the White Sox. They just figured it out over there. I remember August 10th, 77, Yankees beat Vida Blue in Oakland. And Son of Sam. The same day, Ralph, wow. Son of Sam. And they beat, wow. That's a big day right there, Ralph Garcia. I like that intel. Thank you for sharing that. That's cool. Son of Sam got busted for like parking tickets or something, right? Alan Watson, Andy Stankiewicz. Yeah, he was like 3'8" too. He was like the size of Ronald Torres. They were so tiny. Hinsky is another one. Shankers. John Wetland. Yeah, Wetland too for some kind of child pornography or something. My God, man. Flash Gordon. I liked him. I did. Jesus Montero, bust of a prospect. Andy Fox. Monty, yeah, but I mean, they traded Montero for Michael Pineda. He was one of the guys that went over there. That's right. Sexton was on the Yankees. He was better when he was not on the Yankees, though. Big boy. You're right, though. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that trade worked out better for the Yankees. The Pineda trade, Yogi's do, no doubt. Andy Berkowitz was watching the game and then went out to his car. I did not know that, Ralph. That's pretty fascinating, actually. Anyone expected Jose Contreras to be another? Yeah, definitely not. Duque was special. He was unique. Rivers back. Oh, God, yeah. Willie, Quantrill, Hafner. The guy's name had a mustache run 24. Mustache 2014-15. Let me think about that one. Austin Jackson, I remember him. Leday and Kennedy got a mustache. Montero got his big Mike, yep. Hinsky, Almonte, Brian Doyle. Matsui played his first game. Grand Slam, yep. Off the Twins. Hold on, yeah, I remember that. El Duque, I loved El Duque. He was clutch in the postseason. Almonte, Ryan. Oh, yeah, Brendan Ryan. Curtis was incarcerated at the Gus Harrison Correctional Facility, Injury, Michigan. Paroled on September 22, 2020, and placed on supervision for the next 2 years. Look at that, Robert Johnson. Crazy, right? Crazy. Susan Waldman, the mustache. Oh, Brendan Ryan. Yeah, he had a mustache, I think, for a bit. That might have been the guy. Double parking ticket. It's an ESPN miniseries, The Bronx is Burning, much watched. Double parking ticket. It's crazy because guys like that, and then you got guys like Al Capone get busted for something with tax evasion. That's how he went down. It's crazy. Giambi had facial hair, yeah. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And he was making so much money, he didn't care about paying fines. I loved Giambi. He was a great teammate. He was actually pretty productive with the Yankees. Some obscure players popping up for sure. Oh, no doubt. John Ryan Murphy, another decent backup catcher. Yeah, Bucky. Yeah. Giambi had a stash. Oh, yeah. Sam Militello, Roy White. How about Sal Fasano, backup catcher? He had a mustache. Fasano. Giambi was special with the A's. He was a beast. Absolute beast. Love Bob Shepard, his special voice. I think Derek Jeter still comes out to Bob Shepard's introduction. The only guy that comes out to that. Chris Stewart. Time for John Sterling to retire. Yeah. I would move on from Sterling too. Tyler Austin, yeah, back-to-back with Judge in their debuts. I remember that too. Yankee Stadium. Yeah, opposite field for Tyler Austin and center field for Judge. Hit the black. It was awesome. Imagine Cashman tossing free, Jensen trade and a half. Pudge, another one. They traded Kyle Farnsworth for Pudge. John Reimer. Seems like the offseason before the lockout. Yeah, Raven. No, yeah, I agree. Starling Castro, another one. Munson, Sterling Hitchcock. Oh, man. Ted Lilly. Jeff Nelson. Oh, God, yeah. David Weathers. Graham Lloyd. Playing by Stefanaka. The Yankees traded for David Ortiz, but he failed the physical and later the Red Sox. Is that true? Richard, I don't remember that. Brian Boringer, I remember him. Yankees legend. Randy Johnson, yep. Who are some of the toughest Yankees as in playing tough through anything? Munson, Jeter. It's a good one, hold on. Munson, Jeter. Let's see. Paul O'Neill. Another one. Oh, rest in peace, Brad Halsey. I didn't know that either. Strawberry's another one. Got hurt. He was tough. His nails. It's a good question, Ola. It's a good one. Giambi's one of the coolest guys ever. I gotta think about that more now. David Cohn was a tough one too. He was a tough ass guy. Eddie Murray batted versus Goose Gossett tonight. Lights came out and Murray was standing in the dead circle shaking. Mantle, man, that guy. Mantle was like damaged goods for years and he played. That guy was tough as nails. Deion Sanders. Oh, Deion Sanders too. I remember that too. Inside the park home run. He had a crazy one. Corey Lytle, unfortunately, got killed in a plane crash. That was appalled. My first question on the plane crash was, who's going to be our fifth star? All right. Yeah, rest in peace to the guy. Don Slaught. Oh, my God. Deion, Corey Lytle. Yeah, playing a crane tag. Crashed into a building in Manhattan. I've heard some I've heard some people talk about putting Gallo first base. I mean, it's a viable option, but I think it'll be like fifth option or something like that. But I mean, it's doable. It's doable. Yeah, Mantle was from all of he abused his body, and the guy had ulcers and like holes in his stomach. He was the epitome of toughness, man. He really was. Lytle, yeah, man. Yep, Pagliarulo at third base. He actually was nasty at third base. He had a really good glove, man. Mantle, yeah. Cone had an aneurysm due to smoke. Yeah, I mean, and perfect game. I was at his perfect game, That was a very special moment. Very special moment. Released the ball from his left pocket. Can't remember his name. Released the ball from his left pocket. I got to think about that one too. Yeah, Tino was tough too. He got drilled a couple times in the back by Armando Benitez. Oscar Gamble, Gallo, Richard Dotson, Wally Pitt Voigt. Oh my God, Luke Voigt. Mantle hit a ball got tight 500. Yeah, he still has the longest recorded home run, which is like 625 feet in history. But that to me is completely insane. But even Yankees, the center field used to be 490. So back in the old stadium, the old stadium, before they reined that in. Lou Piniella, Ricky Henderson, Reggie, yeah, man, all of them. Famous people always try to fly planes. You would think John Denver and Jeff. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Roy Halladay died in a plane crash too. Steve Kemp, yeah. Steve Howe. Was that a relief pitcher who pitched for Boston and us? Always had a ton of chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco. Oh, was it Think about that one, Jared. I gotta think about that one. That's a good one. Embry, I think. Embry? That might have been him. Beck was another. We didn't have Beck down here, but that was another shaggy, tobacco-eating dude. Yeah, well, I was unfortunate with Roy Halladay, man. It really was. Died too young, too. Both of them, him and Lytle. The Rocket and Mr. October. Hell yeah. Embry, yep. Oh my god, this memory lane is awesome. I love this. Are the Angels a top 10 team if they add Rodon? Close. I would say pretty close. It's me, Vinny. Top 10, top 12. I still think they need to add another reliever as well. Pascual Perez, Melito Perez, El Duque Jr. or El Duque number 2, whatever they called him. It was another one. There's nothing right now, Wilson, in terms of new stuff for lockouts. But we're just seeing some trends right now. That Major League Baseball teams are signing players on minor league deals, even if they're Major League players, just to get guys in. And they're not 40-man deals, so 40-man roster deals, so they can bring in guys to with that regard on minor league contracts. So, and that's pretty much what's going on. There's a lot of haggling, there's a lot of speculation, but anything of significance, Wilson, that pops up, I'm going to put it out, so you'll definitely know. So, hold on, man. To me, that's what makes the channel better. I don't want people to feel like, I don't want to make this is not about me. This is about you guys. That's why I appreciate that a lot. That kind words, man. It's not about me. I don't want to be like, yo, you're damn lucky that I'm going to respond to you, or anything. I'm only going to respond to people who give donos. That's not what this channel is about. This is a 161. This is the mafia. This is the family right here. So, and that's the way I want to keep it. I want to keep it. So you guys make the channel awesome. So I'm grateful for that, man. Like and subscribe. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Thank you, Ola. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and please hit that like button. So, and I appreciate you either way. And Bernie was underappreciated. I keep saying it should have been the core 5. He should have been one of them, no doubt. He should have been one of them. I will never change my tone on that one. Lefty pitcher for the Yankees who placed the ball near his pocket while delivering. I believe he played in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Yeah, it's like it's right at the tip of my tongue, Yogi dude. I can't. So lefty, memory lane is awesome, man. I'm trying to remember if he was a starter or reliever, Yogi dude. Oh, Sterling Hitchcock. Yes, Sterling Hitchcock. That's him. Yep. Very good, Hirsch. Well done, man. Well freaking done. Lee Gutterman. Oh my God. Sterling Hitchcock. Yeah, he has. Yeah, yep. He has hands down there. And he kind of had a Jimmy Key type wind up and kind of delivery, too. Yankeeography series. Where'd you pick it up, Ola? Is it DVD? Did you pick it up on? Can you get it online? Streaming, or where'd you pick it up? I have some old school like DVDs and stuff like that. But let me know where you got it, Ola, because I like that stuff too. Hideki Irabu. They called him the Japanese Nolan Ryan before he came here. Jarrett Wright. Jarrett Wright. Mike Witt. On DVD, okay. I'll look into it. Jarrett Wright came over here he was with the Cleveland Indians. Him and Bartolo Colon were dominating with the Indians. That's when they eliminated the Yankees in the playoffs, and might have been 95 actually, or 97. Excuse me. Where no one is politically correct. It's all, yeah, man. We just, yeah, Ryan. You don't, no doubt about it, man. Definitely a great cast, man. Heck yeah. We're the quiet, tough guys, Ryan. We're the quiet, tough guys without trying to be the tough guys. Rick Cerrone, I met him. He was a cool dude. The mustache. Randy Choate. Oh my God. Mega set. It'd be worth it to all. I'm actually gonna invest in that. That'd be a Christmas present to myself. Lee Smith. Choate. No Mohania. Oh my God. This is fantastic. Gerald Williams. Gerald Williams is one of Jeter's best friends, actually, in the whole world. And dude, I forgot about Cho too. So many guys I forgot about. So many dudes. Felix Heredia. Yeah. So many of them, man. Oh my God. Best pitcher in the starting rotation 2009. CC. Oh, late in the season? Late in the season, probably Pettit. Well, I mean, CC was up there the whole season. He was really good. In the playoffs, everybody kind of stepped up, including AJ Burnett. Hideo Nomo was fun to watch. I'm the guy who gives it to you straight as code for I'm not funny or talented. I'm the guy who gives it to you straight as code for who says that? Who says that, Ryan? I'm not funny. Deion James. Oh my God, John. Shit. Deion James. Pettit. It must have been CC or AJ then, right, Jarrett? Mike Stanton. Oh man. That's awesome. Ice. Yeah, I like that too, man. Gerald. Hitchcock's Keys. Yeah, they were. I remember that too. Shane Spencer, Ricky LaDay from the 90s. Yeah, just key dudes, man. Key dudes, baby. My friends and I were just talking about how great Pettit was money. Pettit was money, especially in the postseason. Especially in the postseason. Ryan, and also that I'm the only one doing this or that. Oh, yeah. All right. I know who you're talking about. I know. Okay. I know who you're talking about. I No need to go any further. No, I get you, Ryan. I get you. Yeah, I mean, nobody's always first with anything or anything like that. So I get what you. I hear you. Yeah, well, I'm right. I get you guys. Yeah, and again, everybody teach their own, has their own thing, does their thing. I just want to make sure that all my people have a good time. So, and everybody's entitled to their views. And it's, you know what? It's all good, man. It's all good. So when we have fun, we're good, man. I know exactly what you're talking about, Ryan. I know exactly what you're talking about. Paul Assenmacher. Holy shit. Mattingly was a god, man. He's a Yankee legend. I love Don Mattingly. He's my favorite Yankee of all time. I wish he would have been into Hall of Fame too. I hope he wins. I hope he, wins a couple of World Series with the Marlins, or comes back with the Yankees and wins the World Series. Torrey went to the Hall of Fame as a manager, not a player. So I hope the same thing happens with Mattingly. So, sources tell me that the Yankees might get Freddie Freeman, but they also might not. You heard it here first. Shots fired. Shots fired. Ryan. Shots fired. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, my God. This is fantastic. Domingo. Oh, my head. Domingo. Yeah. Well, I wish Donnie was in the Hall, too, man. No doubt. Yeah, he freaking left the Yankees in 95 and they won in 96. That broke my heart, but, I wore 23 in the COD League because, yeah, that's a good reason to wear 23 anywhere, man. Anywhere. Walt Williams, Omar Moreno. Oh, man. Richard Hughes not injured so much healthy. Yeah, I would agree. Neil Heaton. Oh, Jesus. You guys are legends bringing these names up, man. Take into account aesthetic, fan experience. What are the top 5 baseball stadiums right now? Aesthetic, fan experience, Vic Cruz. Let's see. Baseball. Well, it's going to be Fenway. Because people in North there, they love watching the Red Sox. I think it's going to be Dodger Stadium. Fenway, Dodger Stadium. It's not Yankee Stadium right now, unfortunately. I wish it was, though. That's a good question. Fenway, Dodger Stadium, Tim Raines. Oh, yeah, baby. Roy Smalley. Fenway, Dodger Stadium. Breaking news, the Yankees might sign Correa, Freeman, and bring Matt. It could happen, Billy. Could happen, man. It could happen. Top Mr. Glass Yankees who can't stay healthy at all. Oh, Jacoby leads the list. I still got to come up with 3 more stadiums, fan experience. I got to think about that. But the Glass Joe Award will go to let's see, Jacoby, and who else? Guy can never stay freaking healthy. And now it's Luke, and unfortunately, let's see. Mr. Glass. I mean, Jacoby to me is the king. Ruben Sierra, yes. Aaron Hicks, yes. Tyler, yes. Aaron Hicks. Another one. Wrigley Field. I have to give Wrigley Field too. Carl Pavano. Greg Bird, yep. Hold on. I was at the game. I don't know if you heard me earlier when Ruben Sierra and Don Mattingly hit back-to-back home runs. 95 in the playoffs against Seattle. I was at that freaking game. They nearly tore that freaking place down after Mattingly went yard right afterward. Amazing. Carl Pavano, yeah, this is the Glass Joe posse right here, yeah. Traded Gary Sanchez to the Cubs for a bucket of balls and Italian beef sandwich, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Pavano, like, what did he throw, like 10 games and then he missed, like, the next 3 years? Like, Jacoby missed 4 goddamn years straight. It's like he wasn't blown up by a landmine. He was, like, what the 4 years, my God. It's ridiculous. And again, even though insurance paid that, it still accounted towards the Yankees' payroll. And that I hate, too. That's another thing I hate about baseball. Can't stay healthy, insurance pays. It should not account towards your payroll if the Yankees, if you're not playing. So, Camden's another one. That was a great experience, too. I haven't seen Pittsburgh, too. I got to give it to Camden, too. My wife and I were at a game. Actually, we're at a game where I think it was Chad Green or Johnny Lasagna threw the ball into the stands. We were on the Yankee side, almost near the dugout field level, threw the ball, and my wife caught it. And another guy got hit with a flying bat right in the face, man. His face got all jacked up. So, like, that was a crazy game. But that was a great game. A great stadium. Great experience, great food. It was a lot of fun. Might have to find it on YouTube. Sierra, oh, God, yeah. Yeah, Sierra and Mattingly back-to-back. Yep. Just type in Don Mattingly home run, and that's generally one of the first things that pops up. That was one of the best back-to-backs I've ever seen, and that I ever experienced personally. Damien was serviceable. Yeah, he got hurt a lot too, but he also played hurt. So I give him a little bit of toughness for it too. He had like a jacked up calf in the World Series 2009. He still went out there and hustled. Made that ridiculous steal when they weren't paying attention to the Phillies. Stole third. So he had some impact, and he was serviceable. And he was a good Yankee. But Jacoby, I think he's got to win the Glass Joe Emperor Glass Joe Award. Elvis, maybe quarantine for 4 years. Oh shit. Pedro Feliciano. Wow. Tim Raines was real dick waiting outside before a game, wanting laughing. Literally was rude and kept walking. Tim Raines, that sucks, man. Sorry to hear that, man. Jeter falling into the stands, epitome of toughness, being busted up his face. Yeah, I mean, I know A-Rod's was, I mean, they traded for him and then they gave him that 10-year extension. But I mean, he won 3 MVPs with the Yankees. He won a ring. Kevin Brown was just that didn't pan out. That didn't pan out. So Ellsbury was a social distancing from the Yankees. I think he was. I think he was, man. Ballpark in Arlington. I've not been there. Yeah, I would agree for attractive world climate. Yeah, hell yeah. Busch Stadium, I heard good things about. Coors Field was pretty cool, actually. I went to a game there. It was pretty neat. Fans had fun there too. My Mattingly, yes, Ryan back. That's exactly what they said when he hit that home run. And then Ruben Sierra hit this super high one, and it came back down. And then Mattingly hit that right off. I don't know if it was Tim Belcher or whoever it was, but hang on to goodbye. That's exactly what they said. You just brought it back, Ryan. Shea Stadium was a good fan experience too. I like Shea Stadium. I like it better than Citi Field. Ruben Sierra, yep. Chambliss hit that home run with the pennant. Yeah, oh God, yeah. They mobbed him in the field too. Danny Tartabull, another one. Damn. Karate chop Bronson Arroyo to lose a game from the Yankees. Nice. Tartabull, nice. Yeah. Kevin Brown was great in game. Yeah. Exactly, Ryan. Exactly. Hicks is going to get injured. He might get, either escalator or he might tear his rotator cuff eating ice cream or something. So I could see it. Pinella, I hear that he's a nice guy. I like Pinella too. Who's the player who hit the home run in '96 that basically saved our season? Well, Derek Jeter hit that one against Baltimore. Darryl Strawberry hit some big ones. So did Cecil Fielder, hit some big ones in '96. Well, Jim Leyritz hit that big one off of Mark Wahlers in the playoffs against the Braves. Well, the World Series, actually. That saved them. Leyritz hit a huge one that year. That was a monster home run. Danny Tartabull, George Costanza. Yankee postseason highlights tonight. Oh, so can I, Ryan. There's nothing like it, man. I heard the Sky Dome's pretty cool, too. Curtis Granson, all homer with the big. Yeah, 3 Grand Slams. I remember that game, Richard. First time, yep, 3 grand. That was ridiculous. They won like 20-something to 10 or something like that. Or it was some crazy one against the Braves. Yep, Jim Leyritz, man. Off Mark Wahlers in the World Series. Yep. The Trop. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely easy to enjoy the Trop because what does it average? Maybe 14 fans a game? 16 fans? Maybe I must have read. Maybe 18. It's amazing how a team so good averages terrible amounts of fans. So it's crazy. My first Yankee memory, I was crying when the Yankees traded. Yeah, that was a tough one. My first Yankee memory is probably meeting Rick Cerrone when I was really, really young. My mom, we were sitting in the field down below, and he came right up to us and he signed an autograph and whatnot. And Rick Cerrone was my first Yankee player I've ever remembered ever meeting. And we met a lot ever since. And but Rick Cerrone, I remember. I'll never forget that. My mom had a photo of us. I wonder if she still has it. Hanging breaking ball down the left field line to tie the game. We're down 60. Yup. Slider off Mark Wallace. Yep. Wallace was a Yankee for a little bit too. 2 fans. Yeah. It's all good, G-Man. You're good. It's good to have you here. I'm gonna be wrapping up shortly too because it's getting late, but we'll get it popping again on Saturday. Wilson, that was 94-93. Yada yada. Go to the top and chop, sit behind home plate. They let you sing the national anthem and also throw an inning in relief. I could see. I could see that too, right? Oh shit, we got some funny stuff here tonight, man. When my uncle would get tickets through his work, and I used to go. My mom's job had season tickets, and I used to go with my mom. I've been to hundreds of games, and that's when I remember constantly going. So, and we went to some great games. Some great games. It was awesome. Really awesome. One of the best experiences I ever had growing up. Going to these games with my mom. First memory was Winfield and Mattingly batting for the batting title. Oh, yeah, I remember that. 84. Mattingly won that year. I think he batted, I don't know, one of them batted like 343. The other one batted 344 or something like that. I think that's the year he had 35 home runs, 145 RBIs, or something like that, right around there. I think that's also the year Dwight Gooden went 24-4. Rookie of the year. That was a big year. We'll be going like 25th. No, yeah, Christmas. I definitely won't go live on Christmas. That will be our off day. But I will go live this Saturday and then Wednesday, the 22nd. But Christmas, no, we'll definitely take a break. My wife will kill me if I go live on Christmas. But we'll definitely do a Merry Christmas celebration on Wednesday night. We'll do a toast or something. So, and we have a Christmas night. Yeah, my wife would castrate me if I did that. So, but yeah, it'd be kind of bold though. But I'm not sure if anybody would be on here. But Luis Tiant, let's have a party on Wednesday. We'll do a toast on Wednesday, and I'll wear something Christmassy too. So if anybody has anything Christmassy, let's celebrate. And I'll wear something Christmassy as well. But we'll do it. We'll do a toast, a Christmas toast to each other. So, but thank you guys for all coming on. Let's get some rest. Kareem Garcia, oh my God, love it. But thank you as always for coming on. I appreciate all of yous, and salute, cheers, and all of yous love you guys and gals. So I'll talk to you guys Saturday night. Over and out.